going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lonnie from Flight Sim Gaming. Don't know if this stream's gonna last. For whatever reason, when I make the live stream private to, I guess, test it out, send any type of, files over to OBS to see what's wrong, the stream does not want to act up. So we're going live. Let's see what happens. We are, going to be raw and flesh in the blood, whatever you want to call it. And, we're going to go live. We're going to see what happens. And if I get some encoder issues or whatever the case is, obviously the stream's going to end. But, hey, you know what? Let's throw the stream, see what happens. I'm getting really, really annoyed with the fact that I'm having trouble live streaming all of a sudden. I don't understand what the issue is. I'm not sure. But anyway, ladies and gents, welcome back. If you've tuned in about an hour ago, we tried to go live. Some issues. We are testing out the fly-by-wire A380. Came out over the course of the last couple of days, and finally we're getting some livery, created by some of the livery developers on Flight Sim TO. So we are today rocking a flight with Asiana Airlines. We're operating service from Seoul over to Tokyo, and it's a real-world flight. It's actually the current shortest A380 flight out there at the moment. It's about, I don't know, an hour and 40 minutes or so. It's kind of hard to try to decide what route are you going to fly. There's a lot of long-haul flights with this aircraft. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time to do, a 12-hour Emirates flight. Even an 8-hour flight. I just don't have that kind of time. So we're operating this flight here just because, it's one of the shorter ones. We're not doing a return leg. I don't even think the stream's going to hold up that long. So I'm just waiting for that encoder issue, OBS. Come on, send it to me. Send it to me. But anyways, overall not a bad aircraft. I've had one landing with it. And smashed that shit down at 481 feet per minute. Yeah. Broke the landing gear. It's very sensitive. It's kind of weird on takeoff rotation. It's, pretty stiff. But during the landing phase, it is definitely on the more sensitive side. So bear with me. I'm not a real world A380 pilot. I've also never really flown one. So, everything that I'm doing may not necessarily be real world. But for that reason, we're not flying on VATSIM because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. But anyways, let's jump inside the cockpit. Let's get this thing all sorted up here. Let's get the APU on. Beautiful. We got the APU on. We're going to come over to the fly-by-wire tablet here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug in some fuel and weights. Lovely. Fuel and weights all plugged in. Just like that, we got fuel and weight. Come over to the, what do they call this thing? The MFD, the MIFDO. And let's get this thing, load it up. Tried to load it up the last stream. The stream crashed out on me, so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We're both pilots. Beautiful. Uplink insert in progress, ladies and gents. And we've received it. Let's go ahead and insert that. Beautiful. So we are going Seoul over to Tokyo. Cruise up to flight level 390. Cruise temp minus 56. It's fucking cold up there. Beautiful. Come over to the departure tab. We are, I believe, planning for a 3-4 right. So let's go ahead. Plan for 3-4 right. We are on the EGOB to Yankee departure. We'll temporary flight plan insert that. Bam. It's all in. Come over to Tokyo. We are going to plan for 3-4 left. And we are going to plan the ILS 3-4 left. We're going to take it from none. And then we are going to be on the Swamp Echo arrival. Swamp Echo. Insert that. And we'll insert that. Looking good, ladies and gents. Come back to the Init tab here. We're going to come over to the fuel and load. We're going to punch in some numbers here. And zero fuel weight, 350,000 kilograms, so 350.3. Zero fuel weight CG is going to be 34.24, so 34.2. We'll plug that in. Block fuel, 33.2. 33.4. So we'll come in here, 33.4. We'll plug that in. Taxi fuel, 1,000 kilograms. Pretty sure that is all ready to go. We have to return, and we got to go over to the takeoff performance page. A little bit different. There is no takeoff performance calculator with the aircraft. You got to go into SimBrief. You have to use the SimBrief performance and tools if you want that. I'm sure most of you have already seen some live streams, so we'll go ahead. We'll do our thing. We're going to be departing off of 34 right. Takeoff weight required. What did I say? It was 350.3. 350,000 kilograms. And we'll calculate. According to SimBrief, 41, 41, 48. 41, 41, 48. So 141. We'll plug that in. Flex, we're flexing. 66 degrees on the flex. Trims 35% on the trimming. And it is a flaps 1 departure. It's looking good. It's looking good. I'm pretty sure we got this all sort of set up correctly. You know, again, I'm not a real-world A380 pilot. I've done very minimal research on how to fly this aircraft just because it's been so busy at work. Just haven't had time. Transition is 14,000 feet here. I don't know what to do in these pages. Not going to lie. I don't know. Random Flights, what's going on? I'm good. How are you? I apologize. I did not have the chat loaded for YouTube Shorts. A380. Yes, this is the A380. 14,000 feet is going to be transition. I'm not sure what I need to do here. I'm not going to worry. We'll leave it at that. I think we, for the most part, are ready to go here. We don't have to worry about this page till later. And let's come up here. We're not flying on VATSIM just because, you know, I don't want to get screamed at today. Altimeter 1019, and we'll click that. Flight director's got to come on first. I apologize, and then we'll go manage speed, and then we're gonna go right up to 39,000 feet. Right up to 39,000 feet. Auto brake, can we click that on yet? We cannot click that on yet. Not to worry. Oh, not to worry. And constraints will come on. I got to get used to this cockpit. It is different. I'm not sure about these fuel pumps too. I'm pretty sure all of them have to come on. And the aircraft, if I'm not mistaken, just manages its own. To be honest, not too sure, but we're gonna, for the sake of it, you know, it's like I said, busy week at work, so I haven't had much time to research anything. We'll kind of leave it at that. EPU bleed is on. Yeah, so we can go ahead and disconnect that the GPU. Beautiful. While we are waiting, I'm just gonna hang out here, have a listen to some of the sounds. Boris Sounds, I believe, did all the sound work for this aircraft. It's pretty good. Overall, not a bad aircraft. You know, it's fly-by-wire. It's free. There's nothing to be really upset about. You know, free is always good. Free is always good. Some little quirks with it I've noticed. This thing on these short flights likes to climb at about 7,000 feet per minute. I don't know if that's how it is in the real world. But, yeah, well, you're going to see climb rates of about 7,000 feet per minute. Which is a little strange and unusual. But we'll make it work. You know what I mean? We'll make it work. And like I said, ladies and gents, the stream, more than likely is going to crash. So this is kind of like a little test stream. I gotta get a stream live here and send off some stuff over to OBS to kind of figure out what the fuck's going on right now. The previous live stream that just crashed, for whatever reason, they didn't see my log files. I don't know why. So, but yeah, overall, decent aircraft, and we're on the ground in Seoul, ladies and gents. Pax Sim Incheon International. Very heavy on performance. Everything's heavy, you know, in this live stream at the moment. The aircraft is heavy on performance. The airport itself is heavy on performance. We're getting about 50 FPS. Just looking at Sheila backing up her baggage loader there. And we loaded up some bags, and we got some passengers loading up at the moment. But, yeah, I don't like how the aircraft... I don't like the ground physics, the ground handling. You know, it's got that fly-by-wire tiller rudder issue. Very, like, sticky. Very sticky, in my opinion. But, hey, you know what? It's free. It's free, right? Free's good. One thing I've noticed, when you flip this little guy over to plan, it'll load up... Wait. Didn't do it. I think it does it, Wait, is it zoom? I think it's zoom. The performance just absolutely takes a shit when you load up the airport here on this PFD. On this ND, whatever you want to call it. I think it's called an ND. You can see my performance. It went down to 30 FPS. I'm running frame gen mod. Normally I get about 80 FPS. So you lose quite a bit of performance. You want to zoom in on the taxiways and things like that. I don't recommend doing it because of these issues. So we're in zoom. I don't know how to zoom in. I think you go like this. I don't know how to do it. Oh, there we go. But that's pretty cool. Okay, so performance is back up. It must be just when it's loading up. P7 ROV. What's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. And we are at gate 15, ladies and gents. Gate 15. Gate 15. Yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Not bad little aircraft. We're not going to be doing a lot of flying with it. You know, I'm not an A380 pilot here by any means. You know, I like to stick to my little short-haul flights, my 737s, my A320s. You know what I'm saying? We got 2024 coming out in about 2 weeks' time. And I'm pretty sure this aircraft is going over there. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. We've loaded up 177 passengers. We're still waiting to board up the other 300 passengers. Cody, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in, Cody. Just a heads up, everybody tuning in. We tried to do this live stream about an hour and 15 minutes ago, and it crashed. So I'm basically just I threw up a live stream just to see what happens to the stream, and then hopefully I get some log files. I can ship them off to OBS. For whatever reason, they did not ship off on the stream that just failed, so. They couldn't see anything. So it looks like I think I'm starting to lag now. I feel like I'm lagging now. So should get an encoder issue momentarily. But hopefully we get a live stream out. We'll have to see what happens. You know, we'll have to see what happens with the live stream. We've been battling this OBS issue now for the better part of 2 weeks. Since we were in South America. I'm not sure what has happened with OBS, but my streams have been taking a shit. Looks good on your end, no lag. Cody, are you able to view it in 1440p? Actually, I should pull up my trusty phone and see. Can't pull it up on my phone for some reason, so I'm going to have to pull it up on YouTube. And 1440p is available. That's good. Loading up 484 passengers for an hour and 40-minute journey out to Tokyo Narita. That's where we're going. Give me 1 sec, ladies and gentlemen. Coming off of the cam. Be right back. I am back. And again, a little bit of a late live stream. Initial stream was supposed to cap off at about 3 p.m., but it was my son's birthday party today. So we were at Chuck E. Cheese from 11 to 1. So getting off a little bit late, but you know what? We're still here. We are still here. But yes, let's have a look at, while we're waiting, let's have a look at everything. So first things first, sounds, obviously. You know what I mean? Sounds are really good. You can see the modeling. I mean, I don't know what an A380 looks like under here, but it definitely looks good, smells good, sounds good. Apparently these sounds were recorded on an A380 or something like that. They somehow got sounds off of being on an actual A380. It's pretty cool. Texturing needs to be, needs to be fixed up here. I don't think, from what some people are sending pictures of the inside of a cockpit, this doesn't look like it. You know what I mean? This armchair doesn't get to go up, does it? No, can't get it to go up. Again, it's an alpha release or whatever they call it, so it's, not the best, but again, free. You know what I mean? Beauty. We are at stand 15. We're not flying on VATSIM today. Nope. Not a chance in hell, ladies and gents. Not a chance in hell. Great looking aircraft. I get to witness these aircrafts every single day. We have Emirates that operates service to Toronto, and they fly over my work every single morning. They arrive at around 9 a.m. into Toronto, and they depart at about 2:40. Are you excited for the RJ release tomorrow? There's an RJ being released tomorrow. To be honest, I apologize, Cody. I have not really been in the loop lately. Work's been super busy, but what RJ are you talking about? I don't see anything. Don't see anything related to an RJ. You're talking about like a CRJ? I know nothing about an RJ coming out. Or are you talking about the Avro? Is it the Avro? The RJ85? I have no idea what that is. Probably not going to fly it. Oh, it's an air. Oh yeah, it's the Avro RJ85. It's like the little guy that's already out. I haven't flown it ever in the simulator. I don't really intend on flying it either, to be honest with you. Not really my type of aircraft. But it looks cool. Apparently it's actually a really good aircraft to fly too. Like, all the systems are great, and from what I've heard, but just never really had an interest. But I'm happy for those who, have an interest in flying the Avro RJs. Yep, no worries, Cody. No worries, my friend. Appreciate everybody tuning in today. On this short little journey, you're headed over to Tokyo. Almost there, ladies and gents. Almost there. Another 100 passengers. We got a whole freaking Airbus to fill up here. 484 passengers. I'm not even sure if that's full capacity. That's probably... It's got to be over 80% capacity at least, right? At least. Just flight across RJ85 professional release tomorrow. V1 Sim is going to fly tomorrow. Yes, I believe I did see him post a broadcast of him flying it. He's into that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what airlines operate that aircraft currently. I believe there still are some flying. I believe it's mainly in Europe. There might actually be a couple in Canada. I think one flew into Canada probably at least about a year ago. Pitchy, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Almost there. We're almost there. A lot of good things happening in the flight sim community at the moment. We got World Flight. I've been hooked on watching World Flight. You know, I've been hooked on watching it. I'm watching Mavericks, not Mavericks channel, but I think it's called Wings for Hope. If you guys are interested in donating to St. Jude's Hospital, it's a children's hospital. I believe it's in California. Check out Wings for Hope on YouTube. I'm not sponsored by them by any means. I just think it's a great cause. I've been watching it. Captain Canada, I believe, is flying right now. Summit Air here in Edmonton flies them. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I seen. I know one landed. I'm pretty sure one landed in Toronto. Not too within a year for sure. Buying the RJ on release to do some Caribou charter drops tomorrow. Very cool. Very cool. I don't like the old cockpit textures. You know what I mean? I don't like the gauges and things like that. It's not something that I've gotten used to. I obviously, for some simmers that have been flying in a simulator for a long time, are probably used to seeing some of those gauges, but I'm so used to the modernized look, I just have no idea what I'll be doing. No idea. And again, I apologize sometime if the stream crashes. And there's the encoder overload. Beautiful. And we have it. I knew it was coming. Stand by, ladies and gents. I apologize for the time being. I knew this was going to happen. This is what I was waiting for. So I'm probably going to have to send this log off to OBS, but it looks like it's working fine again. I'm not sure. Weird. Bring up my camera again. Jump back inside the cockpit. The RJ is more modern. It's the new style cockpit. Got you. It's the bay that isn't. The BAE. Got you. Got you. The stream is still good? Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I get a little message. So typically, let me kind of show you what, if you guys don't know what OBS looks like. I'll get a little message down here that'll say encoder issues. And my bit rates, typically, I was having some bit rate issues. These appear to be back alive, but the encoder issues I'll receive a message here, and then my stream quality just turns poor. So, hoping for the best. Hopefully, the OBS gods, you know, will take care of me today. I have a feeling. I'm trying to troubleshoot and see what the issue is. It might be Nightbot, because it looks like Nightbot sent a message, and then the encoder issue came up. Boarding is complete, ladies and gents. Beautiful. Let's come upstairs here. Let's go ahead and prepare for push. Got our fuel pumps on. Beacon light can come on. We are ready for push. We got the APU on, so I believe the external powers can come off, and I believe it's 1342 is the sequence, if I'm not mistaken. And everything should be closed up here. Beauty. Fantastic.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We're departing off of 3-4 right today. The winds are 290 at 8 right now. Few clouds at 3,500. Broken clouds at 17,000. Altimeter 1019. Hopefully, we can make this thing happen, you know?
Bypass pin inserted.
Hopefully we can make this thing happen. At first, I was having... so I did a quick little takeoff when it first got released. I was having some... I don't know, some... The auto throttle wasn't, like, appearing here.
Locking gear.
Hopefully we don't have that issue. But everything looks like it's all set. I believe we are going to go engine start. And then engines 1 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. And by the way, I have no wing views. I completely apologize. I came... super unprepared, so no wing views. We'll use the autosave quick edit pushback. Parking brakes coming off. Let's get it, friends. Let's get it. Go upstairs, engine start switch. And we're rolling. I did click one first. It just didn't come on. I'll make sure for the live stream at the end of the week that I get the wing views up. But the sounds are phenomenal. Pretty sure Boris did the sounds. And let's go ahead and start 3 and 4. Performance 30 FPS currently. Struggling. What if I get rid of this?
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brakes are set. I like how they have this built in. I think that's pretty cool. One of my favorite features of flying the A380 is having that. And I believe that's 2 good engines. We'll come upstairs here. Treat it like an Airbus, ladies and gents. APU bleed coming off, master switch coming off, nose lights over to taxi, engine start switch can go norm. We're gonna go flaps 1. Oh, those flap sounds. And what is it yapping at? saying serve transponder standby. Yes. Auto.
또
TARA.
드론
We're on
바이파스
and
핑
we're
리무브.
reporting. And this should all
레디
be
스크릴. 나이트 스크릴.
lovely. And you're gonna go all the way back up to that. What if I just do that and that? Yeah. Auto brake is armed. Lovely. I think we're just about ready, friends. We're going to be taxiing to runway 34 right. We are going to go... It's like Romeo 7. Over to Mike. Mike to November 1. And I'm pretty sure we're all ready to rock and roll here. Parking brake coming off here. We're gonna go. We're gonna wait for the, I guess, the messages to appear. Oh, by the way, I think taxi lights. I think runway has. Yeah, I think it's. Is it taxi lights and then runway turn lights that come on? I think it is. Turn those guys on. Trims. Shit, can't forget the trims. 35%. Go wind them down. .30 FPS currently. Struggling on frames. You gotta go set the trims, otherwise we're gonna get yelled at saying set trim. There we go. Shit. 35%. Let's go ahead and take off config. Take off config normal. Let's get it. Hopefully I get my frames back. Try something here. Yeah, this airport is super heavy on performance. This is the Pac Sim. I think it's Pac Sim or Island Sim or something like that. Seoul. There's a couple different sceneries. And obviously this aircraft is heavy in performance. Once we start taxiing away from the terminal, we should be gold. I don't like the rudder inputs. Not my favorite. It's very sticky. It's got that fly-by-wire stickiness to it, you know? How do you bring up the map on the MFD? Great question. Great question. Over to your, I guess your increments here, your zoom increments. You just scroll over to zoom. Once you're in there, you just keep scrolling and then you can zoom in on it. Problem is, when you have it open or when it's originally loading, because it'll say loading, you lose a shit ton of FPS. So your sim may or may not crash. I'm not sure how stable it is. With some PCs, I got a 9911 Gen with a 3080, and I notice I go down to about 20 FPS. You can probably see that at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, one of my favorite features is having this. So convenient. I wish all aircraft had that, to be honest with you. And again, this is a real world flight, ladies and gents. If you're just tuning in, put an hour and 40-ish minutes. This thing's probably gonna, it's gonna climb at probably at 6,000-7,000 feet per minute. Don't know how accurate that is, but that's wild. One thing I don't know, I haven't read any any things about this, but when I set my auto brake shit, stuttery, do I have to adjust this over to BTV or whatever the hell that means? I don't even know what that means. Do I have to adjust that? You guys know in the chat, let me know. This is technically my second flight in this aircraft. Let's get a little sped up here, shall we? Crawling here at a whopping 8 knots. We're looking for Mike. We're gonna make a left on Mike. Mike is the next left. I can't even read that MFD, to be honest with you. Very small. That's what she said. And we're gonna look left, look right, and because we're not flying with any type of ATC, we don't have to worry about traffic, so we're gonna get this nose out there and then we're gonna stick it left and it should start turning. And I don't like the feel of the rudder, very sticky. Gotta give it some gas on that turn, baby. Gotta give it some gas. Beautiful. Let's get her back in. Lovely. So I'm predicting a hard landing in Tokyo. Probably at around 500 feet per minute. Please, please, don't kill me. But it's going to be a rough landing. Not, I don't know how to fly this aircraft. FSI panel doesn't work. Let me just confirm the altimeters. 1019. We're looking good with that. No speed or alt constraints on our departure. So we're cruising up to 39,000 feet. And I think we're gonna go ahead and make a right. UT. And I'm gonna start throttling up because you gotta crank it. A little bit of toe brake in there. My best one yet. Alright, let's get out of here. And there's my flight. Where's my flight plan? There it is. Beauty. We're entering the runway. Let's get our strobies on. We're going to go ahead and get our wing lights on. Our landing lights are on. And my nose lights are going over to taxi. I mean, takeoff. And let's get this aircraft lined up here. Be cool departure. And we're really gonna get our nose out here. And then we're just gonna crank it. That should be pretty. That should be pretty close, ladies and gents. We're a little bit off, but that's okay. Enjoy the departure, ladies and gents. Throttle's going up. 50%. Sticky rudders. Gonna find flex. Man flex 66. SRS runway auto blue. Let's get it. 100 knots. And V1. Oh. We're climbing, friends. We're climbing. Look at that. How's the rate of climb? You're going up. Beauty, ladies and gents. This aircraft is very heavy off the ground. Oh, yes. I don't have no wing views. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead, start that left turn, and we'll start pitching down. Not too much, though. Find that climb detent. I heard it click. There we go. Flaps clean. Ground spoilers disarmed. And we'll come upstairs here. We'll get these guys off. I'm going to go into vertical speed. And we're going to climb at about 2,000 feet per minute. Just because this aircraft, its climb performance is redonkulous. Still hand flying it. Sounds really nice. And autopilot coming on. Bring everybody back up to the stairs here in the cockpit. Beautiful. Not a bad departure. Not a bad departure at all. Transition is 14,000 feet. I apologize again. I don't have any wing views, but let me see if the aircraft has... I don't think it does. Nah. Nah. Don't worry about any of that. Beauty, ladies and gents. Not a bad departure. I promise you the landing is going to be much worse. On this short little journey over to Tokyo. I'm going to get up to cruise. I'm going to step away from the cockpit for about probably 5-10 minutes because I got to put the dog's food out. Looks beautiful. Yep. Yep. If I look at the airport, performance is atrocious. Let me see what I can do here. Can I do it direct? I'm gonna go direct Igoba. And we're gonna insert that. Bam. I have you on my big screen playing right now in my shop. Right on, man. Appreciate that. And landing lights coming off. Wing lights coming off. Sounds like the engines have spooled up. Yep, we are passing 10,000 feet, climbing up to 39,000 feet on today's journey. And I'll actually increase that rate. But you know what? If you guys want, let me go to manage speed. Let's have a look. Watch this. We'll be at 39,000 feet in like a minute. This thing just wants to go. I don't know why. See that? 6,000 feet per minute. That's wild, right? 7,000 feet per minute. Craziness. It's calming down a little bit here. We're passing through 14,000. Standard pressure is set. Got the airport off. To our left there. Beauty. Again, I don't know if this is accurate or not. I don't know if this is how the real-world aircraft climbs. But, yeah, 5,000 feet per minute, why not, right? An A380? Why not? Good stuff, ladies and gents. I'll be right back. Maybe I should wait. No, let me just wait till we get up to cruise. Let me wait. Might be some bugs with the aircraft. Let's come upstairs here. We're going to make sure engine start switches over at the norm position. All of our lights here are on. All of our lights here are off. Beautiful. We are flaps clean. Looking snazzy, ladies and gents. Looking snazzy. Don't really get to fly out here in these parts of the world too often. Very cloudy. But yeah, overall, not a bad freeware, freeware aircraft. It's always good to have freeware in the sim. Everything's really expensive. You know what I mean? I don't want to buy anything else for the simulator until 2024 because I don't know what's coming out for it and what's not. Or sorry, not that what's coming out for it. I don't know what is going to be free for it or not because I know some developers are going to have to charge a small fee. So I don't want to buy anything at the moment. Obviously we're going to be back in 2020 once 24 comes out. A lot of aircraft aren't ready to be brought over yet. So we'll do 24 for the career mode and then operate this simulator. It's still a beautiful simulator. Kind of the shitty thing about this, 2020, these parts of this part of the world specifically in Asia has not been developed yet. You know what I mean? There hasn't been a world update, Asia. So if you look outside, some of the textures are a little, it's a little skeeved. It's a little skeeved. But, still very nice aircraft to fly. Again, not sure what flights we're going to be doing as of yet. But definitely, probably for the rest of the week, we're going to be operating this flight. The next live stream is going to be on Friday too, ladies and gents. Not going to be doing a live stream tomorrow. Not going to be doing one on Tuesday. Wednesday, maybe Thursday. We'll see. Planning for the Friday, 12 p.m. live stream for sure. I apologize if I haven't been uploading any content. It's been about a week since I've done a live stream. Work got a little bit busy. But we'll get back to it. We have to get back to it. You know what I mean? Got to take advantage. There's a lot of streamers doing world flight right now, so not much content out there at the moment. Passing through 30,000 feet currently. Sounds beautiful. Let me get some of the sounds down here. So far the stream's holding up too, which is pretty surprising. Pretty surprising. I was expecting it to crash by now. All is looking well. I'm gonna let the aircraft climb up, ladies and gents. I will be right back. Let me go feed the pup. I apologize, no wing views. Have a look outside. It looks beautiful. I'll be right back. Penny, wait for me at the top of the stairs.
What's the matter, huh?
Looks like a Jack Russell, smells like a Jack Russell, acts like a Jack Russell. Complete jackass. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. She just wanted to come say hello. What's going on, A10? Appreciate you tuning in. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think we're at cruising alt. Got up there in like 10 minutes. Beauty. Fantastic. You were sick? What happened? Alright, let's familiarize with this aircraft a little bit. So let's come down here. Let's play with this. Let me just make sure all my waypoints coming in from swamp. And they are, we do... Alright, looking good. So, let me see if I can clear that. Ah. Beauty. Still don't know? It's terrible, man. Always gotta love that. You go to the doctors, they can't figure out what's wrong with you. You know, or they prescribe you a shit ton of medication. I'm not a big fan of medication. I don't typically go to the doctor too often, just because I feel like it's always bad news. You know what I mean? Can't see it. Canada Dry already got their Christmas ginger ales out. It's crazy. That is crazy. Coincidence that I was a plague doctor? Yeah, I'm not saying that doctors can't figure it out. It's almost like you go to the doctors and, you know, things aren't acting up. We kind of have the same issue in our field, my field of work, as well as a mechanic. Customers will come in and say, "Oh, there's something wrong with my car." You know, they come to the mechanic and say, "Oh shit, no fault found. It's working fine." You know, but I hope you're feeling well. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. Health is important. Health is very important. One thing I noticed, top of descent, there is no top of descent distance or whatever I've noticed. But it does come up on this guy here. So you'll see the marker right there. Got a long way to go. I went to ER. What was wrong with you, though? Fever, stomach issues, broken bones. Till 3 a.m. ER is always, it's always busy. I remember in 21, I was having some stomach pain, more like chest pains, like right there, chest pains, right? Had these chest pains since 2017. Been going to a specialist because I thought maybe it was a gallbladder issue, considering like it was here. So I did this like radiation test where they run some shit through your veins and see if it's clogged, and was on some heavy medication and stuff like that. Did all these testings for a long time, couldn't figure out any issues. Kept having this pain, right? So 2020, and every time it would come, You know, I'd have this pain for maybe like, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, excruciating pain, and then it would just be gone, right? Be gone for months at a time, you know, years, you know. 2021 comes, I had this pain in my fucking right here again, and I'm like, okay, this is easy, you know, get through it, whatever. I've had this issue before. 8 hours go by, and I'm still having this fucking pain, right? So then I finally decided to drive my ass to the hospital. Went to the emergency room, you know, like 3 in the morning, waited, as usual, 2-3 hours, go in. They start, you know, I guess doing some tests. I did a bunch of scans and stuff, whatever. They couldn't figure anything out. Had this pain still, it wasn't going away. I thought I was fucking dying. As I was waiting to be discharged from the hospital, because they were sending me home, they put me on morphine too. I guess there was a shift change with the doctors, so a new doctor came in and was like, you know what, Mr. Amadio, let me just check your appendix quickly. Keep in mind, I have a pain right here. Appendix is like down there, right? So, I'm like, okay, no problem. They start poking at my appendix, and it fucking started hurting. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, right? So they send me in for another scan. They scan it, came back, and everything was quick, right? They're like, you're going in for emergency surgery right away to remove your appendix. It's ready to burst. Like, fuck. Like, what happens if it bursts? They said you could die. So they said it was the size of my pinky, and it was, I think they said it was filled with poo. Poo got caught in it or something. A little too much info. So anyway, they did the appendix surgery, and I've been fine ever since. And I feel like doing all these tests for the gallbladder issue was completely unnecessary, considering it was an appendix problem. And just imagine having an appendix issue for 4 years. You know what I mean? Knowing that something tragic can happen. And they're getting ready to release you. And then one doctor was just like, you know what? Let me just check one thing. That's a great doctor. That doctor saved my life. And they did the surgery right away. Plot twist, you ate an A380. 380 donuts. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of weird. Why it was affecting here? I have no idea. Don't understand the human body. But I find that, you know, the healthcare here in Canada could be better. That's just my opinion on it. You know what I mean? It's free healthcare. It's not necessarily free. People say it's free. You pay for it in your taxes. That's why the taxes are so bloody fucking expensive. You gotta pay for it somewhere, right? So I'm not a big fan of the Canadian healthcare system. I'm not a big fan of the American healthcare system because it's so expensive. You know, but yeah, I don't know. Healthcare. It's one of those things where it's like, do you go, do you not go? You know what I mean? I avoided going to the doctors for my chest pains because I was worried it was like cancer or something. And I didn't want to hear the news, you know what I mean? I feel like every time you hear the news, it's always bad news. Alberto had the same thing, turned out to be my gallbladder. You got lucky. And that's what they were testing, Alberto. They were checking the gallbladder. They ran some shit through my veins. Some dye. I think it was dye. I remember going to like the radiation part of the hospital, and I had to sit there, and they did like all this vein testing to see if it was blocked. Fortunately, it was okay. Everything came back okay. The weird part was I did the test, and then I was supposed to go see the specialist to review my results. Never went to the specialist. I never got the call. Apparently, no news was good news. Apparently, the gallbladder procedure is obviously much worse. You know, how they did the appendix, they don't slice open the side anymore. They make 3 holes in your stomach. I think they make an incision in your belly button, so it's kind of like it's hidden. You can't really see the scar. Then they poke another hole just under your belly button where a camera goes through. And then there's another hole off to the side of your belly button near your appendix where I think they are using a tool to snip at the clamp. So it's less invasive. It's not super invasive where they slice you open and they gut you out. It's not like that anymore. Gallbladder surgery is... I know a girl that had it done. Fucking intense. I hate going to the hospital. I hate going to the doctors. I hate needles. Had tons of issues when they were trying to sedate me. My heart rate was just through the roof. That's just because I'm a big baby. But A10, I hope you're feeling better. You had a fever. It's that time of year. I don't know if it's flu related. You can get a fever for many different things. Never ignore pain. It's your body's early warning system. A wise person once told me that, Alberto. Problem is, you're talking to a mechanic. I ache every single day. Every single day. I go to the chiropractor, you know, every 2 weeks. I used to do 3 days, 4 days a week, just to fix my neck. I got a neck problem. And the chiropractor has been wonderful. So that's one thing I highly recommend. If you got any like back issues, find a very good chiropractor. It's worth the money. It's very expensive here in Canada. I'm sure it's, you know, probably more expensive in the US, but highly, highly, highly recommend chiropractors for any nerve issues or spinal issues. Excuse me. Hope you guys didn't hear that. Couldn't tell you how far we are from top of descent. It's over here. 480 miles. That can't be right. I don't know. There is no top of descent marker in here, unfortunately. Not yet, unless I don't have the aircraft programmed correctly, which I'm not too sure. But we flying. And again, I got no wing views. Came into this live stream premature. I apologize. Crossing over some body of water. And once again, ladies and gents, stepping away for 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, that time I went to feed the dog. I didn't realize the time on the first departure. A little too early. My dog is a pretty much a vacuum. She'll eat anything put in front of her. She doesn't know her limit, so she's on a schedule. I stick to the schedule just because, you know what I mean. She's a special needs dog. She's got some health issues and diet issues, so got to make sure we stick to that schedule. Keep her going, you know what I mean, for a while. Why does it say the starter's engaged? I guess that's normal. Was that a Timbit? Nope. Nope, Alberto, that was a banana. Okay, that was a banana. I'm not crazy for Tim Hortons donuts, to be honest with you. They're not my favorite, you know. I'll fuck with their cookies, chocolate chip. But their donuts, not crazy for the donuts. I feel like eating, but I don't want to eat yet. If I, you know, even decide to eat. I had my son's birthday today. His birthday party, not his birthday. His birthday was on Wednesday. We went to Chuck E. Cheese. I'm all filled up on some of their shitty pizza, and I feel gross after eating it. So I'm drinking a ginger ale to make me feel a bit better. And I just had a banana. I've not been to Tim's in almost a year now. Are you avoiding Tim's? We say Timmy's. I don't know where you're from, but we say Timmy's. But why are you avoiding it? Just a dietary reason, or was it your New Year's resolution? I have to have a coffee every morning. If I don't have a coffee every morning, I'm pissed off, I'm angry. Usually in the morning I'll get a small coffee, 3 milk with chocolate chip muffin. Yeah. And they somehow seem to fuck up my coffee every single morning. I don't understand. Don't understand. But yes, I need my coffee every morning. Their food is, it's whatever. I'm not crazy for their food. Coffee is my favorite. Some people, prefer McDonald's, Starbucks. I'm not a Starbucks guy. I've tried it. I don't like their coffee. I'm a basic Timmy's guy. As basic gets. Surprisingly, the live stream's holding up. This live stream was supposed to be a test stream to see what happens with the encoder. Everything's working, which is not good. It's not supposed to be working. I'm supposed to be trying to figure out why it keeps crashing, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take a live stream. We'll have to go back live on Friday and see what happens. From Brampton. There are too many gross people working there now. I just make my own coffee. B-Town represent Brampton. Good stuff, man. I'll be honest. I don't like Brampton at all. I don't like driving there. No, it's very crowded. I'm not a Brampton guy. I avoid Brampton. I avoid Brampton more than I avoid Toronto, to be honest with you. I live in Milton. And I'm going to start avoiding Milton soon. It's getting busy out here. It's getting busy. It's definitely getting busy. Brampton, a lot of accidents too. Tons of accidents in Brampton. Starting to see a rise in accidents in Milton. Stuff that I haven't seen. I've been out here a little while now. But yeah, everybody's it's just crazy to be up there. Crazy. Still got a long ways, ladies and gents. Probably top of descent, I'm going to guess, maybe in about a half an hour's time. We're going to get a nice little tailwind push here, 120 knot tailwind. So, you know, we're going to be going, ground speed is almost 600 knots. Wow. Like it. I like it. Get a nice little push up the arse. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff, good stuff. Yep, this aircraft is, it flies pretty good. You know, speaking about the aircraft, you know, we are flying the new fly-by-wire A380. It does everything it needs to do. A couple things I've noticed. I'm a big fan of plugging in my fixes. Helps me get the aircraft slowed up on, you know, on arrival. I like to have a 5 and a 10 mile ring wrapped around the runway. Can't do it though in the A380. There is no option. If somebody knows, let me know, but I don't see an option for fixes. You can hold. I don't even know if that's how you do a fix. To be honest, what if I click that? Okay. So that's just if you want to change the altitude and clearly the speed. Yeah, no fixes, no can do, unfortunately. We'll have to gauge it. Overall, pretty good aircraft. A lot of people flying it, if I'm not mistaken, in World Flight. If you guys don't know what World Flight is, that's kicked off yesterday. They're going westbound. So I think right now, majority of the streamers are probably in the Middle East. Captain Canada, I believe, is doing his route right now. Brampton traffic is still better than Saga. Been in Brampton 20 years and ready to move soon. Too many Tim Horton employees, if you know what I mean. Totally understand what you mean there, Alberto. Brampton traffic is still better than Mississauga. I'd have to disagree with that, to be honest with you, Alberto. I work at Mississauga. I don't have that issue. But Brampton, fuck, buddy, have you ever been up the 410? Nah. Stay away from the 410 at all costs. Used to live up there when I was like 21. I was up in the Highway 50 in Cottrell area. Rented a townhouse up there with one of my ex-girlfriends way back, 10 years now. Wasn't too crazy going up Highway 50. Took a drive up there about a year ago, and I was like, holy fuck, they heavily developed Highway 50. Heavily developed. It's crazy. It's crazy up there. You know, I considered moving up to Ottawa probably, I would say 3 years ago. No, I lied, not 3 years. Yeah, probably about 3 years ago, 2020, 2021. I wanted to make a move out there. Problem is, you know, for the field of work that I do, it's a little tough. You know what I mean? As a mechanic and your flat rates, you need volume. If you don't have volume, there's no cars to work on. I just didn't see the volume was too good up there in that region. But I mean, if I didn't have kids and all of that, I probably, I mean, I know I definitely wouldn't be in the GTA. I might have ventured off somewhere else, who knows. It's the kids that keep me here, you know? grew up in Toronto, the West End. I'll be honest. I miss living out there. I miss the area. West Road and 401. It's where I grew up. West Road and Lawrence, to be exact. I do miss it out there. My mom still lives out there. I still go out there, you know, to bring the kids and things like that. But you know, I've lived in different areas. When I left my mom's when I was 20. I left at a young age. And that's young considering my generation. I'm only 32, born in the 90s. So that's a pretty young age to leave home. I moved to Etobicoke, and then from there I went to Brampton, and from there I went to Hamilton. Hamilton was pretty good. Hamilton was pretty nice. It's getting busy out there now. Another area that they're developing, heavily developing, is Hamilton. I lived right near the Ticats Stadium, Tim Hortons Field. So whenever there was a Ticats game, it was fucking loud. Ticats fans go hard out there. That's all that they have out there too. Let's see what some of these things do here. I don't think... Not a lot of these things are clickable in this aircraft. Yeah, man. Can you turn these guys on? No, you can't turn any of those guys on. Let me see. I don't think there's any weather. I don't think there's any weather simulated in this aircraft. Not every button is clickable. Lock the door there. This thing here I gotta figure out how to use. So if I want it to be on some type of frequency, I think I would click that, and I think I would transfer that over. Yeah. Still a long way from top of descent. Got some encoder overload issues currently. So I apologize if the stream crashes. Looks like it's gone away again. Alright. What made me choose Incheon? This is the flight that Asiana flies. It's a real-world route. It's the shortest route, I believe, currently in the A380 fleet of all of the different airlines that operate. In A380, I just wanted to pick a short route. What made me choose Asiana? Because I wanted to stream, for the first stream, I wanted it to be like a shorter flight. For me, it's just a time constraint issue. I do work a full-time job, so it's a little challenging sometimes to get out on a live stream. Plus, I got two small kids. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do my own version of the A380, and I was looking for a route, I wanted a short flight. Fortunately, I came up on this one. This is the shortest flight currently, so that's why I decided to pick that. See, you are rocking the 3080. How do you like it, and what level of graphics are you pushing? So, you know, so far so good, no complaints. I believe the 50 series cards are coming out very soon. It doesn't have native frame gen, so it's a little challenging with that for, obviously, Microsoft Flight Sim. I have to use the frame gen mod. In terms of what settings I use, I rock the high-end presets with the clouds on Ultra, and the TOD, it's either at 100 or 130. I'm not too sure. I forgot, to be honest. No, but overall, a pretty good graphics card. I had bumped up from a 2070 in 2022. I did a whole rebuild. I went from an i7 9700 KF to an i9 11th gen, and then Canada Computers had a bundle and save at that time. It was buy a motherboard, get the CPU free, or something like that, or buy the CPU, get the MOBO free. So that additional money I just put into the GPU. And I noticed there's huge, you know, differences going from a 2070 to a 3080. To be honest with you, though, I can see it visually, but you know, for the extra $1,500, was it worth it? I don't think so. Keep in mind, I wasn't doing any live streams back then too, so I don't know what kind of effect that would have had if I kept the i7 with the 2070 and did a live stream with that. I'm sure it would have been fine. Obviously, once you get, you know, better components, you can push the limits on some of your things. The one thing I hate about computer stuff, though, is like every couple of years, every 6 months to a year, actually, there's always new hardware coming out. I don't really like that, to be honest with you. And the 4080s right now are like $1,600 or $1,800. My 3080 I paid, I think, $900,000 maybe. It's a Gigabyte RTX 3080. So not one of the cheaper ones, not one of the expensive ones, but $1,000 was sort of my price range for the graphics card. I want to go into a 40 series card. I don't want a 4070. I would want to go into a 4080, but right now I just can't justify spending $1,600. You know what I mean? I was thinking maybe in the summertime I'll get a stream PC, so I'll get a second computer. Probably maybe upgrade this one. I'm not too sure. But overall, it's been good. Can't complain. You know, right now with my setup, I'm in a fly-by-wire. We're streaming. We're not on VATSIM or anything. I'm getting about 50 FPS. I think that's a little weak. You know, but I think it's a CPU issue with Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. I don't think the simulator utilizes all of the CPU cores. That's why performance is not that good. So I'm waiting to compare that to 24. I believe I can see the coast of Japan right there. We can see a top of the descent marker coming up, probably in about 300 miles. Again, I apologize for not having any wing views. Completely forgot about it. Literally downloaded this aircraft, I want to say it was on Thursday. And, you know, had a busy day at work. Came home. Booted it up, went flying quickly. Normally I would make some wing views, but never got around to it. And then just forgot about it. we got a beautiful true tailwind push here, 117 knots. That's going to make us climb up. Gonna clean up some of the flight plan here. We're gonna go ahead and delete this one. Okay, you can only delete one at a time. And then you have to insert. Good shit. You have an RX 6900 XT. It's a great card, any game on Max, but in Microsoft Flight Sim, it's a little disappointing. Been an AMD guy for many years, but I'm gonna go to the green team next year. I mean, I thought AMD was having a pretty good run. I keep hearing great things about AMD. I don't know AMD. That's why I never stuck with them. Obviously everybody knows Intel, right? Actually, the frame gen mod for the NVIDIA graphics cards is, if I'm not mistaken, it's from AMD. I believe they released their own frame gen to the public, or whatever the case was. But yeah, I've just stuck with Intel. So far, so good. No complaints. I'm not like super techie like that. I don't know what's better, what's not. But I would like to go up to probably a like an i9 14th gen, and a 4080 would be ideal. It's not cheap. I hope with the release of the 5000, the 4090 prices will come down. To be honest, I don't think they will, because the 3090s are still high. Even the 2080 Ti's, like when the 30 series cards were coming out, I was gonna buy I had my hands on a used 2080 Ti. It was like a like new. Guy only had it for a couple months. He was asking, I think $1,000. I talked him out to $900. And then the 30 series cards came out, and because they were so expensive, the 2080 Ti went back up in price. A 3090 would be sick, but I think they're still like 2 Gs. I mean, the real test is going to be unlocking all of your CPU cores for 2024, because they fixed that sort of issue. And then we'll see how everybody's computer runs. Maybe the 4080 Super. Yeah, definitely a sick graphics card. Even a 4070 Ti is very nice. I know a couple people with them, and it looks really good. I just don't like that number, 4070. I'd rather go to a 4080. don't know, maybe one will just fall off a Canada Computers truck or something as I'm driving. The jokes part is, it kind of sucks for Canada Computers. When I bought my my 3080, I decided to, I think it was like 1,000 plus tax, like $1,200 with tax. I wanted to break up the payment into 2 separate transactions. I wanted to do half on my debit card and half on my credit card. For whatever reason, they only charged me $600. They forgot to do the second transaction for me to pay on my credit card. And it was all Gucci, and I walked out of there a happy camper. Hopefully Canada Computers is not tuned in. That was a couple years ago. I'm not going to say the location. And it was on sale too. Pretty wild to think. How they fucked that up, I don't know. It's just that every time I watch Microsoft Flight Sim YouTube video, they always have an NVIDIA. Yeah, for the most part. For the most part. It's kind of weird because when I was posting YouTube videos, a lot of people were commenting and saying how smooth and how good my graphics looked. And to be honest, I didn't think it looked any different than most. And most of my videos were done in 1080, not in 1440 if I recall. Maybe it was in 1440. Yeah, man, I got super lucky. I couldn't justify spending $1,200 on my debit card. I was just gonna pay it on my credit card, all of it, but I decided to I wanted to pay half. I do that sometimes on bigger purchases, and yeah, they split up. It was like $1,100 and like $1,190 or something like that. And he put $600 on the first one because that's how I wanted to do it. And yeah, I never said anything. And like I said, I just walked out. My average frame rate, it's all dependent on scenery and aircraft, obviously. I'm going to say probably 80 FPS with frame gen mod. Without frame gen mod, it's about 40. You can see I'm getting about 53 right now. So right there, surprisingly, I had an issue with my frames. I don't know what just happened. Now I'm getting an encoder overload issue on YouTube, or sorry, on OBS. So the stream might actually crash. Not too sure what's happening, but it just dropped down to about 14 FPS. Have to do this little trick. It should pop back up. I have no idea if I'm having an actual computer issue. Whatever the case is, all my temps look good currently. gotta ask, does the stream look smooth? Coming up on top of the set. I don't want this to fuck off now. Interesting. I got the error here. $20QP, appreciate you subscribing. Thank you very much. About 100 and, I don't know, maybe 40 miles from top of descent. You have a lot more scenery details coming in. It's smoother now. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's, I don't know if it's an OBS issue or whatever the case is. I've been having this issue. I've been battling this issue since, about 2 weeks now. I once was doing LPPT to Toronto, and the game crashed on final. That happens. So I just sent off my, my log file over to OBS. Let's see what they say. OBS has been no help. First, I was developing bitrate issues. They were saying it's your internet service provider. Wasn't the internet. Everything's fine with the internet. And now I'm having this this encoder issue. I'm not sure, you know, why all of a sudden. You know what I mean? It's really frustrating to troubleshoot some of these things. You guys seen my last stream? We were in the A321. We did a flight from Detroit to Boston. Started taxiing to the gate. Was the first time I had experienced encoder issues. I had to literally turn off the stream. Then I did some tweaking. I was able to obviously lower my resolution, which I guess helped, but then I'm not streaming in 1440. You know, I guess at the end of the day, I just want to know what's going on, what's causing my issues. And it kind of sucks because I'm having fun streaming content on YouTube. I'm engaging with the community now. You know what I mean? So I don't want this to kind of end prematurely. I'm still getting an error on YouTube. It's still saying I'm having it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So be sure, anybody in the chat, if you guys are experiencing any quality issues, just let me know. Be sure to let me know. And I've never had any like real crashes with the sim. I have to say, in the 4 years that I've been playing the simulator, I had, I think, 1 or 2 issues doing a long haul with the performance degradation on long haul flights. After about 4 hours, I had to go down to about 2 FPS. But there was an update for that, and it's been resolved ever since. I typically don't have game issues. No, I have not tried it in VR. Alright, we're about 80 miles from top of descent. Let me get myself back up here. We're going to start plugging in some information for the arrival. So we're planning for, the winds are 250 at 3 right now, we're planning for the ILS 34 left approach. Now, come over to the perf tab, we're going to go to the approach tab, we're going to plug in some numbers. You got to use your keyboard for this. 250 at 3. Outside air temp is currently 13 and QNH 1022. And our mins are going to be 339. And we'll plug that in, and that should be pretty much it. Man, my son got me the Quest 3 for my birthday a few weeks ago. It was a game changer for sure. You know, I've always wanted to try out VR and Microsoft Flight Sim. My buddy has it. He's been trying to get me to grab it to get VR. You definitely can't stream in it. I've seen what's his name? XP. I'm getting a little blurry. I appreciate that. So far, streams. So it looks like the connection came back as excellent. So it was originally poor. So yeah, keep monitoring that for me. I'm not having any encoder issues right now. I've sent off my stuff to OBS. Still haven't heard anything back from them. I think they've had enough with me. It's all good. Thank you. I'm also wondering if it's maybe got, you know, part of the problem is just me tabbing in and out of the game, you know what I mean? Not too sure. I'm going to keep it here. We're about 40 miles out. VNAV works actually pretty good in this aircraft. Nothing to worry about. It's descending very well. I've changed up the arrival coming in. So I've gotten rid of most of the arrival coming in, and it actually adjusts top of descent for you, which is nice. Now, auto brake. If you guys have flown the fly-by-wire A380, what do I set it to? What is BTV? Why is it jumping from BTV? We're gonna go auto brakes too. YouTube gives me 1920 by 1080, 60 FPS. I have 15 megabits connection speed, and 15 seconds or above, and buffer health. Everything looks good in Montreal. Yeah, I got about 1.5 gigs of upload and download speed here with Bell. I typically stream in 1440p, and normally I run about 20,000 kilobytes per second on my bit rate. But I should, you know, I can 20,000 kilobits is 20 megabits. That's nothing. That's nothing. The encoder issue, from like what I've read, has to do with CPU bottlenecking. But what I just don't understand is, you know, I've been doing it since June. You know, what's changed? You know what I mean? Other than software, right? Or maybe a hardware issue. I have no idea. The problem is when you go to OBS and you try to troubleshoot, in my opinion, they're not very helpful, right? They flat out say anything bitrate related is your internet service provider. It's ISP. It's ISP. Even though you look into these things, which I'm sure most people do, and it's typically not your internet, they still want to argue that notion that it's the internet, right? Now with the encoder issue, I'm not sure what it is. Like, you can copy the log files, you can paste it into the OBS Discord, and it's saying, what did it say when I copied my log? Lost it. And nobody has responded to it yet, which is a little disappointing. I guess they're kind of troubleshooting other people's stuff right now. YouTube streams to me at 50 megabits per second. My actual connection speed with the provider is 30 megabits. Got you. That was the other thing that they were thinking, was my stream issues has to do with YouTube. But, I mean, I'm not a computer wizard. I don't know. I just want my shit to be working. You know what I mean? Most importantly, I want to put out content. So wait, hold on. 20QP, you stream? Let me go to your channel here. Or you mean like YouTube streaming, not like live streaming? You're not a live streamer. I thought you were a live streamer. My apologies. I average about 1 gig speed, upload and download. I'm gonna go ahead and start lowering altitude. I'm not sure what I gotta be at here. Let me just verify. I think it's we're going down to 4,000, ladies and gents. We got a restriction at 11,000 feet. I'm not sure where the hell that was. At Vixen. Understood. Top of descent. Like I said, I'm doing about 500 feet per minute on the landing rate. So, brace, brace, brace. It's different. It's a different Airbus. You know, it's not. My wrist action is programmed for a Phoenix aircraft. But let's see. You know, let's see. DNAV's coming back in. I apologize. I was just reading something. Descending at 4,000 feet per minute. And I believe transition, let me just double check. I think it's 14,000. Where do I go for that? Approach phase. And flight level. 14,000, okay. 14,000, that's all plugged in. Lovely. Gonna be a beautiful arrival coming into Narita. I'm excited. Looks like VNAV is a little bit sensitive at the moment. You know, we've blown past it. We're a little too low. Shit. I think I forgot to check. Where does this aircraft park? Looking fantastic, ladies and gents, as we descend along the coastline here. Flying now for about, I don't know, maybe an hour and 40-ish minutes, an hour and 30-ish minutes. I believe today's flight time was an hour and 44 minutes. I didn't hit the Cronus button. I don't even know where it is. I think it's, it's right there. Not a big Cronus guy. Never hit it. So Vixen, we got to pass at 11,000 feet. We're looking good there. From there, looks like we're going to go down to... safe to say 4,000 feet. Safe to say. Thanks everybody for joining tonight's live stream. I know it's a little bit later than usual for a Sunday. Wasn't sure if, you know, I was able to get out a live stream too. I'm glad I could. Thank you for tuning in. First A380 ops flight here on the channel. Not probably an aircraft I'm going to fly too often, but still pretty cool. Sorry, I keep looking out my window here for the kiddies. They went to their grandma's house. They should be home soon. International Terminal Gate 107 or 113. So I have... So the last aircraft, it looks like, parked at Gate 44, Terminal 1. Sam, appreciate you tuning in. Dubai to Cairo. That's the flight I want to do on Friday. Let me know how it goes. But Alberto, I have the aircraft parked at Gate 40, I think Gate 45 or 44, Terminal 1, according to Flight Radar. Where are you saying? International Terminal. I don't even know where that is. Which terminal would that be? Probably Terminal 1. Gate 107. This is where it parked. One of these two gates. I think it was Terminal or Gate 44. That's another short flight too. Dubai to Cairo. It's about 3 hours. You know, it's about 3 hours. Hey Sam, are you do you stream any flight sim content? No? No, you don't. Okay. Where are we going down to next? We're going down to 4,000. I know there's a constraint there of 6,000. We're not going to worry about that. We're going down to 4,000. No, sadly, Sam, you should stream, man. Live streaming is fun. When it works. Only when it works. But how are you enjoying the aircraft, Sam? I'm having a fantastic time, Sam. I'm landing this thing at about 500 feet per minute. Yeah. Not proud of it. But I've seen some harsh A380 landings. Passing 15,000 feet. You can preset the Q and H too. So 1022. That's what we're gonna bug. Kind of like a Boeing. You can reset that. I like that. I like that feature. And let's go ahead and set it. And forget it. There we go. We are diving at 5,000 feet per minute. I don't have the time anymore to do mega long flights with it. Got you. Understood. Alright, let's see how the aircraft behaves coming up on 10,000 feet. Looks like it's going to slow down beautifully. Now, what on earth is going on here? Okay, so this is the go-around. Fantastic. There's coming up on 10,000 feet. Landing system coming on. We'll get those landing lights on. And we'll keep everything else off. I wish I had some wing views. Coming into beautiful Tokyo. We'll put the speed brakes. Let's get her slowed up. Let's get her slowed up, ladies and gents. Very cool, very cool. Let me open up my charts. Let me have a look. Do I have any speed restrictions? Nada. Elgar going to be at 4,000. Cosmo, I got to be at 4,000, but no speed restrictions. No need to worry. Lovely. Do you think my 4090 and i9 could handle streaming? Sam, I'm running an i9 11th gen with a 3080, and I'm scraping by at the moment, so I think you'd be able to. That's a little overkill in my opinion. Thanks for rubbing it in. No, you'll be just fine. Listen, Captain Canada's rocking a 3080 with a, I think he's doing either an i9 or an i7, a 10th gen i9 or i7, and he's holding up fine. Oh wait, shit, he's got two computers. I think he's got a stream computer, a stream PC. But it should be more than enough. You know. It should be more than enough. I think it will without a problem. Yeah, Alberto. Straight facts. You could probably stream multiple games at once. Almost there, ladies and gents. Passing through 7,600 feet. We'll keep our speed up. We're going to come over to Performance tab, Approach tab. I'll activate the approach phase on that turn. Fuck, I got a pimple on my nostril, like just on the tip. Painful. And there's a glide slope indicator. And there's that turn. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to activate DUS approach phase. We'll confirm it. I don't know where the speed's going. If it's going to go down to past 210. Probably will, right? I'll get the speed at 210. Whip out those speed brakes. And I'm gonna go and hit that loc button. We're doing a full flaps landing too, ladies and gents. I'm just gonna confirm here, did I plug in all of my info? Yes. The winds are 320 at 5 now. 320 at 5. And altimeter still 1022. 20 at 5. Mins are set. 339. We are looking fabulous. So from Gina, that's going to put us about 14 miles out from the airport. 14 miles. And we are, you can see the airfield right over there. And there's Loc. Let's go ahead, hit that approach button. Let's get ourselves ready. Hopefully we have no stream issues on this arrival. And just to verify, Cosmo brings us at about 12 miles from the airport. We're going to keep 210 till Cosmo. This aircraft, for the most part, flies the ILS very nice. One thing I noticed is that this plane is very VRAM heavy. Sam, right now my PC is crying for help. Actually, I'm getting about 65 FPS, 60 FPS. That's because probably we're landing in Tokyo. At Incheon, it was much, much worse. Let's go ahead, flaps 1. Go back to managed speed. Yeah, super heavy on performance. There's glide slope. And we'll keep 4,000 feet plugged in. That's our missed approach altitude. And aircraft's not slowing down. Come on, aircraft. Slow down. And we're going flaps 2. And we'll get the rest of our lights on. The wind's right now, so we're getting a fucking crazy tailwind right now. That's gonna spin around. We're expecting 320 at 5. So let's hope Microsoft Flight Sim be nice to us.
2,500.
You're coming down. Landing, yep. A10, we are landing. Fucking, we are just descending pretty heavily right now. Let's get that landing gear down. Help with some of the drag. I tried landing at JFK with the A380. I got like 32 FPS. But I had like 45 in Heathrow. I get about 30 FPS at JFK. That's an indie builds problem. That's an indie builds problem. At about 5 miles, go flaps 3. And we're going flaps full, ladies and gents. Still got a tailwind. Still got a tailwind. I don't get it. Gear down, 3 green flaps. Are full. Ground spoilers are armed, ladies and gents. Enjoy the arrival. Hopefully I don't kill us. We're looking for about 500 feet per minute. The winds, I don't know what the fuck the winds are doing right now, but that's not what we're supposed to be seeing. Okay. Thousand feet. My aircraft.
$1,000.
Check. Landing with a tailwind. I don't know why. Very sensitive on controls here. This is their Ziki design Narita too, ladies and gents. And there, that wind just shifted.
400.
Thank you, Microsoft Flight Sim.
400. 100 above.
Very twitchy on controls. We're 3 whites, 1 red. Let's get her back in.
Minimum.
Continue. Stuttery.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Burst coming out. I'll take it. Minus 330. It's crazy. 80 knots, check. Reverser stowed, ladies and gents. Welcome down
Auto brake off.
to Narita, Tokyo. Auto brake off, yes. And we're gonna vacate off here. Butter. Felt like a butter, honestly. 1.13 G buttered. Felt very nice. Minus 330. It's the best I can do. Still got to get used to these fucking fly-by-wire rudders. Let's get vacated off here. Show off Alberto with a 330 on that. Come on, man. All right. I don't know. I got to pull up my charts here. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and make a right here. So let's get our strobes off. We're gonna get our wing lights off. Runway turns off. Landing lights off. We're gonna get our taxi lights on. Clean up everything. I got no wing views. I apologize. I don't like the rudder. Don't like it. So we'll start up the APU. I don't know if the A380 procedures are the same as an A320, and we're looking for stand 44, I think. Okay. No gates are suitable for parking. Okay. Well, that makes it tough. Terminal 1, so... Sorry, ladies and gents, I'm just trying to have a look where I gotta go here. I think I'm gonna go Gate T. No, definitely not Gate T.
The chosen position is too small for your aircraft.
A10 says, damn, butter. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. I'm not sure the average landing rate for the A380, to be honest with you. My taxiing skills are dog shit terrible. But some of the pros, you know, they're doing like the high 100s, low 200s. To me, that felt really, really buttery. Alright, I gotta start doing what I was doing in Korea. So we're gonna go wide and then we're gonna hammer on the rudder. I mean, we're gonna go long and then we're gonna go heavy on the rudder. So we're gonna keep her coming, and then full rudder. And then throttle. And even still, I fucked that up. Probably in the grass right now. Not a fan of the rudder. I keep saying it. I'm not a fan of the fucking rudder. Oof. Okay, I'm looking for gate 44. Why do I feel like I passed it? No, I didn't. I see 44 right there. Alright. We're in the apron, so I'm going to go ahead. Turn off our nose lights. And let's see if we can get this in here. Let's see if we can get this in here. Some speed. Get it in there with some speed. Alright. Not too shabby. A little sticky. Let's get her in there, folks. Flaps are up. Ground spoilers are disarmed. We got the Apu is a veil. Let's get her as close as we can. I don't see any markings. There we go. The only 2 times I've been on an A380 was from London to Miami on British Airways. Yep, they still operate that flight. I feel like we're going into the terminal. We're still good. And I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it there. Park and brake coming on. Let's come upstairs. Get the APU on, and then I don't know the shutdown procedures. I'm gonna be completely honest. This was the first flight. Let's go ahead, kill the engines, and seatbelt lights coming off, and request deboarding. And we're gonna go ahead and shut all these guys off. There's fucking 18 of them. Yeah. Beacon light coming off. And let's see, is GSX working? You gotta get a GSX profile for this aircraft if you have not. Ladies and gents, why is it not resetting? There we go. You got to get a GSX profile for this aircraft because there is not one available. Believe it or not. There is not one available. Anyway, we made it. I didn't kill us in the A380. We made it, ladies and gents. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. This stream was sort of a redo stream. I tried to do one at around 3:30, 4 p.m., but getting some typical OBS issues. I'm not sure what's going to go on. I'm going to send this change log off, or this log off to OBS to see if they can help me out with that. Planning to live stream later on in the week. It's going to be a busy week for me. We're planning to, fly the A380 on Friday. I'm not sure where we're going. It's going to be a little bit of a longer stream. We're only streaming for about 2.5 hours right now. Still waiting for my kids to come home. But Friday's the next planned live stream, 12 p.m. Maybe earlier. We'll see. It's going to be Friday for sure. Definitely going to be back in this aircraft. Hopefully there'll be some updates along the way too. It looks like I got to open up some doors here. Hold on. Let me see. Does this actually work? So if I go this guy, what does that do? So we just got some. It looks like the cargo doors don't open up. I think another way I can do this. No, it looks like it's opening up now. Beautiful. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing what Sam's doing. He's doing that flight, Dubai to Cairo. That was the flight I was thinking of doing with a return. Now, this aircraft does not do turnarounds. You got to restart the flight. Unfortunately, it's buggy. So, but yeah, let's see what happens. Appreciate everybody tuning in today. 20QP, thank you for subscribing. Alberto, thank you. B-Town represent. Sam Guilford, Cody, A10 Aviation, thank you. And I'll catch y'all in the next live stream, ladies and gents. Enjoy the rest of your week.